How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of Claws Connect. We are back in X Golf Brighton. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up?
This place is so nice, man. I mean, look at this vibe. I mean, we got the fireplace here, giving out a little heat too, but we don't need much of it because it's 55 here in Michigan today.
Yeah.
65 tomorrow. Everybody's getting excited for golf season, man. So we're excited. We got an exciting episode for you this week. We're talking about Jake Knapp, PGA Tour rookie. Really, I mean, having an incredible start to his season. I mean, won top 10 already at the Farmers. He finished third there. And then pretty dominant win at the Mexico Open this past week. So we'll talk about him. I want to talk about his swing a little bit. There's been a lot of comparisons with his swing and Freddie Couples, so I'll talk about that. And then we got a big week with LIV coming up with Anthony Kim coming back.
Yeah,
that's gonna be exciting. I mean, I'm a huge AK fan, so I want to talk about that and just kind of recap the whole week and give you an idea of what's going on here at Claw too. I mean, we had our kind of latest drop with the claw ball. Our biggest claw ball restock is coming very soon though, so everything's linked in the bottom for the wait list for that. Also, our newsletter. We've been doing really good with that.
Thanks, man.
A lot of knuckles.
Yeah.
Joe's been really killing it with the newsletter. If you guys haven't subscribed to the newsletter, that's all going to be linked in the show notes as well. But yeah, that's been really good. It's just a different form of media, right? We do YouTube content, all the kind of short form content you see on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And now we're kind of doing more written form stuff. So I'll be putting weekly drills on there for the claw ball, for the compact club, just content that you're not going to get anywhere else. So if you don't want to miss out on that and get exclusive content, be sure to subscribe to that newsletter. So let's jump into it though. Did you place any bets this weekend? Did you watch any of the golf?
You know what I did? On Sunday, I think at another point we started talking about betting, but maybe it was cut for time. I forget.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty good with the betting, I feel like.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, so I think my strategy, like I do a lot of other, and like buddies of mine can attest, like I might do too much on the, I like lottery ticket.
Oh.
I like lottery ticket betting.
Yeah, me too.
Like, especially during the NFL, it's like I pick like 15 guys to get touchdowns, and $1 pays, $900K. Like that's fun for me.
Yeah, right.
Other times I try to find some value with stuff. So like the only bet that I placed this weekend was Valimaki.
Okay. Yep.
I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah. Well, we might have an early mulligan on that. Oh, we got to talk about our mulligans from last week too. We'll get into that.
We'll come back. We did all right on that. But,
we did pretty good.
But when they were teeing off on the first hole, I think Valimaki was like 4.5 to 1 to win. And so I was like, yeah, why not? Like, I'll throw 10 down on that.
Yeah.
And really, like, what spurred that was the announcers were just like, oh, Jake Knapp, like this first time he's been in this situation.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna, like essentially just like he's gonna choke
they
without
were saying
he's gonna choke.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, you know what, 4.5, let's do it. And the way that it went yesterday, Valimaki was,
dude,
he caught up. I think he was tied with him. He was down 4.
Yeah, he was down 4
to him.
Yep.
And was tied with them after 4 holes or 5 holes or something like that.
I mean, Jake got off to a pretty slow start. He had some kind of wayward drives. I mean, he was a driving machine prior to that. But yeah, he started to kind of waver a little bit with the driver. I think he only hit, I want to say like 1 or 2 fairways, the whole day. And there's a couple things in his swing, and I'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, Valimaki, I mean, he was 2 shots down going into 18, hit it into like that little like fence area, which was, I think his ball was underneath. He had to take a,
that was the kiss of death.
Yeah, that was kind of it right there. But, good for Knapp, man. I mean, he's really had a great start to his career, honestly, on the PGA Tour. Yeah. I mean, finished 3rd at Farmers. That was a pretty strong field. And then, winning at the Mexico Open. Wasn't the strongest field at the Mexico Open. It kind of felt, I don't know, it felt kind of weird. It kind of felt like one of those off weeks or not one of the off weeks, but when there's a major, and then the guys that don't make the major play in another event, like the Barracuda Championship or something, or the Barbasol Championship or something.
Right.
That's kind of what it felt like. There wasn't a huge leaderboard. But I mean, I feel like when I look at the leaderboard, I feel like this is just something I'm going to have to get used to. It's just, there's a lot of names I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's different.
I didn't know if that was a me problem, just like not being as familiar with the field.
No,
but I mean,
new.
like when I was on Twitter looking at golf stuff, people are like, this is bad.
Yeah.
You know? And I really the only or I don't want to say the only, but like the biggest name that I saw just anywhere near the top was Finau, and he was playing for a repeat, as I understand.
Yep.
So I mean, like Finau's a good golfer, but it's just I don't know. Like, but I mean, like they need a break. Like the golfers need breaks every once in a while. It's
Yeah, but I mean, this week, like you don't really have that big of a. I mean, you got at the Cognizant, you don't really have that big of a field other than Rory and Ricky. It's also kind of it's not that great of a field again. So, I don't know. I feel like we're just in this weird time right now to where the PGA Tour has lost a lot of talent to LIV. And it's, I mean, that's maybe becoming more evident now because those names would maybe be playing in these tournaments that we're talking about right now. So they would be bringing up the field. Even one of those guys, maybe Rahm goes to Mexico or something. It's like, oh, cool. Like I'll watch it now. Right. But now he's gone, obviously.
Well, this may be jumping ahead a little bit, but I mean, like it affords me the opportunity this weekend to like I'll finally watch a LIV event.
Ooh,
like I won't just watch highlights. So
that's a good segue into.
They're doing it for me.
Yeah, exactly. So Anthony Kim might actually get you to download the CW
needle
app.
mover, right?
Yeah. He is a definite needle mover for sure. I saw a lot on Twitter and people were saying like, wow, this might actually get me to watch LIV, but I don't know if they're going to stay, but they might realize like, hey, I mean, AK is a big deal. So Anthony Kim, if you're kind of new to golf and you don't know who he is, I mean, had an incredible career for starting out, won on some really big courses, Quail Hollow, had an incredible Ryder Cup in 2008, took down Sergio to help him win in Valhalla, a really great Ryder Cup. Boo Weekly riding the golf club off the tee box. That's kind of an iconic moment in that Ryder Cup. But Anthony Kim's just it's an incredible talent. He actually has the record for the most birdies at Augusta, which I think was 11 birdies. Wow. I'm pretty sure that's correct, and that was in 2009.
Wow.
So. He's an incredible talent.
Do you know, how old is he now?
Oh, man.
He's been playing that long.
He's got to be probably like 36, 37 maybe. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But he's been off the PGA Tour for a while. Medical kind of insurance thing to where if he didn't play, then he was going to get the money from the PGA Tour because he had like this whole medical kind of insurance exemption thing. So LIV grabs him, which is a huge grab for them, honestly. I mean, he's a needle mover. He's gonna be getting some eyeballs at Jeddah this week. But yeah, I'm excited to watch LIV. I'm just like I said, we're just fans of golf, right? We just want to see good golf. And do you think you're gonna be watching most of the LIV this weekend then?
Yeah. So I mean, I even have to ask. It's Thursday through, or what is it? Friday through Sunday.
It's Friday through Sunday.
Friday through Sunday. Okay.
Yep. 54 holes.
CW.
Yes. Or doesn't have to be CW. I watch it on I watch it on LIV Golf Plus, which is just on like online basically. Okay. It's free. You can also like download like the LIV Golf Plus app and watch it for free. So no subscription required, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be watching. I mean, I love AK's swing. I mean, I used to mimic his swing a lot, just trying to, I feel like he always had this really good move where he would like preset his hands. I talk about this a lot in my lessons of just like, you're basically just presetting your hands in the takeaway to where they're going to be like at impact and then in the follow through. So he always did a really good job with that. And yeah, he just had a really great swing and just really like competitive and just fiery. And I mean, the fact that he didn't win a major was actually pretty surprising with his kind of good careers he had to start with. So yeah, good for him. I mean, I'm excited to watch him. I actually there was a interview. Rahm was talking to one of the dudes on ESPN. I don't remember his name. and they were asking Rahm about the whole LIV thing. They're like, what do you think about, like, why did you make this decision? Like, you said that you were so loyal to the PGA Tour, and Rahm basically just came out and said, like, well, it was for the money and, like, take care of my family, which was, like, I think people probably appreciate that, because most people that join LIV are, like, saying that it's because of, like, I don't know, like, trying to grow the game or something. And Rahm just basically comes out and he's like, well, it's a new compensation advantage for, like, making money playing the same sport I'm already playing. I'm just getting paid more to play it. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I think that Dustin Johnson said the same thing too. Like, he was just like, he's like, what I can do for me and my family with this amount of money is, like, it would take me decades.
Correct.
To do the same in the PGA Tour. So
I'm interested to see how in Full Swing's coming back in 9 days, I think. 8 or 9 days. So excited for that. I'm excited to see how they talk about the whole LIV and PGA dynamic. I guess we'll probably get a clear understanding of that relationship. If they make it as negative as they did in kind of the first one, where it was like, oh gosh, like shame, or if it's
the
more
Rory
like exactly. Like, I think it's maybe going to be, although these recent events have happened probably after they've already shot everything, so maybe it's still going to be pretty negative. I only saw in the teaser, DJ was the only one that was really mentioned. I didn't really see anybody else from LIV, so we'll see. We're excited for Full Swing though. Got the whole kind of the Ryder Cup thing is gonna be really cool to see with that. But yeah, what else is going on? We got the Masters coming up. I'm excited.
I'm still a little ways away on that.
Yeah.
Is that,
I mean, it's coming up, man. Like, it's almost a month away. That's really, I feel like, when golf, like, we're going to start kind of kicking into gear now. We got, like, the Arnold Palmer Invitational coming up. That's always a big tournament that brings a good field out. Got the Players. Like, we got some big tournaments coming up. But yeah, I'm excited. The Masters is always just like Christmas morning, like watching that and watching all the extra coverage. It's probably one of the few tournaments where I'll literally just, like, watch every single shot from, like, Thursday morning to Sunday.
Clear the schedule.
Like, clear the schedule. Like, I'm not really doing that for any tournaments, and that's where I don't even need a needle mover. Like, I don't need anybody. Like, I'll watch anybody. Like, I'll watch Thigala or, like, whoever. I mean, he doesn't really move the needle for me, but he's cool. I like him. But again, like, it's just that iconic tournament.
Well, for me, it's and again, like, having not watched a ton of golf in my life, I've noticed that college basketball is kind of reaching the end of the season, and, like, we're moving into, like, tournament time. So that's, like, when my brain kind of clicks, like, oh yeah, like, Masters is right around. I think it might be the same ish weekend. I mean, like, when they're doing the final, like, around the final.
Because Jim Nance is always going right from, like, the final four or, like, the championship game, and then going right to the Masters right after that. So he has, like, a good little run there. For sure. But we got the golf show coming up. Have you ever been to the golf show here in Michigan?
In Novi, right?
In Novi?
I haven't been.
It's really fun. It used to be a lot. I feel like it used to be a little bit better. Now it's kind of depreciate a little bit in value, in terms of just kind of what you're getting, and the kind of customer base and everything is a little. One of my old bosses used to refer to it as, like, adult trick-or-treaters, because you basically just, like, go around and everybody's, like, giving away, like, hey, like, a free round stuff. Or like a not a free round, but maybe like a free bucket of balls at the driving range or something. So all these adults are just, like, walking around with their goodie bag and, like, hey, like, trick or treat. And they just throw their stuff in. When I worked for Golf Tech, we used to do a bunch of, like, golf lessons, and people would just come up and get, like, free lessons. And those are always kind of never really materialized into anything.
When is the?
That's in. I think that's. I want to say this might be coming up this weekend. I'm pretty sure. It's always, like, the first weekend of March.
And just another sign that spring golf is around
the corner. It's always like, right? That's always, like, one of the things where it's like, okay, I remember last year I didn't go because we had a huge snowstorm, but I don't think that's happening this year.
Right.
Like we said, I mean, we got some, it's going to be 65 tomorrow. I've already had many clients like play golf already, like many times.
Yeah, a buddy of mine played yesterday. It was, I mean, it was.
Where do you play?
It was a lesser known track out in like the Rochester, Michigan area called the Myth.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know the Myth.
Yeah. Solid place. You get your money's worth there.
Yeah. Okay, cool, nice.
Yeah, a value pick,
right?
A bargain pick.
Hey, man, I mean, if you're golfing in February, you're not even really picky at that point. You're just happy to be getting an early start to the season, and I mean, looking at the forecast for the next like month, it doesn't look like it's going to be that bad. Like we might be playing golf sooner than we think. I'll be teaching outside at Coyote. Shout out Coyote. And yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm just excited to play some golf. I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of that. We got to get your game dialed in. Do you feel pretty dialed in?
Yeah.
How's Topgolf been going?
Yeah, I went to Topgolf yesterday with a couple buddies. Hadn't seen in a while. One of them hadn't swung a club in like a decade. Yeah. Nah, that's over exaggeration. I think he said it had been 5 years. Not for him. I mean, like it was like the first 10 balls yet. I was like, you have to have played.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's
You're
like
lying.
Like, apologies, Nick. Like, your form isn't the best.
Shout out Nick for getting roasted.
Dropping a name. I think it's the first time I've actually dropped a name. But he like always got back.
Nice.
Always got back. And I mean, just like hitting the center of the club. So as the longer we were there, it kind of deteriorated a little bit.
Yeah, of course. But man, get a couple drinks downrange, and you get exposed a little bit.
Right.
But Topgolf's pretty like it's a good spot to go, like if you haven't played in a while or something. Oh yeah. And it's like it's very not like accessible. If you go to like an outdoor driving range and you just start like duffing every shot. It's like, oh my gosh, like this is gonna be rough. Not even fun. So,
nobody cares at Topgolf how good or bad you are.
I actually liked when we had our talk last week about the whole, like you were saying that good was a gateway drug for like getting people into golf.
Yeah.
I thought that was really a good like gateway for the PGA Tour.
I want to say though that was not rehearsed.
Like, I know that was off the
I came
cuff.
up with that. Like,
dude, when you said that, I was like, oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's like my one brain cell that was like fired at the right time. I was like, hey, that's an apt comparison. Anyway.
It was good, man. Like that's why I put it as kind of like the intro to the pod. It was like, wow, that was a really good take. And I wish that would have got more traction. Yeah. But
anyway, but to your point, sorry.
Yeah, but
like Topgolf.
I feel like the Topgolf is just a good way to get you into golf though. Like it's just non-intimidating, low friction.
Yeah.
You're hitting off a mat. So it's not, hitting off a mat's obviously more forgiving.
They have Angry Birds there. You can play the Angry Birds. You can play the Angry Birds game. Fun for all ages. Yeah.
That'll be cool. If we have like a golf game with them someday with like dimples and whatnot. I've always kind of looked at them as like maybe a potential partner. But I haven't been to Topgolf in a while. It's just too far away. I wish they wouldn't have put it like up in Auburn Hills. Like, come on.
Yeah. Not convenient for a lot of people, but convenient for a lot of people.
I don't know. South Lyon or something, or somewhere close. But again, shout out to X Golf Brighton. I mean, if you're in the area and you're getting excited for golf, but maybe you're not ready to get out on the course, you're not really willing to put a couple layers on and deal with the kind of intermediate between winter and spring that we're getting right now with the weather, come into X Golf Brighton. Like, this place is sick. Like, we're sitting in the lounge right now. Got the fireplace. It's a total vibe.
Toasty.
But it's the most realistic place. Like, I love shouting these guys out. They're such great people here. I come out here a lot just to sit at the bar and drink and just hang out, or just come over here at the lounge. Like, you don't even have to come and hit balls. And just come and hang out at the bar. I mean, they got a nice, cool little like horseshoe bar. It's a really, it's a total vibe. Get the music going at night. Yeah, it's fun.
Touch Tunes over there.
Touch Tunes
got the jukebox.
Yeah. I'll actually post something on my stories once the music gets rocking in here, and you kind of opening the place up. It gets pretty hopping. But no, shout out X Golf Brighton. They've been a great partner, and I like to help them out as much as I can. And this is where I've been doing a lot of lessons. My lessons have been going pretty good. I've been using this a lot. Hand me that thing.
Oh yeah.
the claw ball.
The ball, man.
Yeah, I've been using this a lot in my lessons, and it's been helping a lot with just getting my students to understand. I mean, if you're kind of new here and you don't know what this is our latest training aid, the claw ball. And the purpose of this is to really just give you an understanding that we talked about this kind of in the first episode of just something to push against with your palms and really feel like that kind of tautness, right? Of your palms pushing away from your chest. And that's an important thing. But from there, while keeping that push pressure, understanding that this is basically like the car and this is the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to steer this car around you and back to the ball. So
and we talked about in the first episode I was talking about that, like the first time I came to you for a lesson, it was like my takeaway, my first move off the ball was just like it was this like lift
exactly right. I'll pull up some B-roll of it.
It's stark. Like I like when I see when I look back at those pictures I laugh at it. But it's just like, keeping that downward pressure, because I mean, like it allows you to come back to that point that you want to be at. Otherwise, like when your arms are floating up, I think that's the word you used.
Floating,
it's like my hands were floating.
Correct.
When you're there and like trying to come back to make that solid contact, you're just kind of you're in no man's land there.
You are. Absolutely.
Keeping that pressure allows you to just ride the rail. Ride the rail up, ride the rail down.
Yeah, exactly right. Like we use the analogy, and I use this kind of when I first met you, of like pushing the beach ball under the water. Like imagine you get into like a pool of water, and there's a beach ball floating like right at the surface, and you're just taking that beach ball and just pushing it under the water, and then feeling just a little bit of clockwise rotation, just so you can kind of just get the proper plane. But I mean, just getting that visual of pushing that beach ball under the water. Just a really good way to kind of understand how to start your swing too. That's a big thing my students are always kind of questioning, like, okay, what am I starting the swing with? Is it rotation? Like, is it lower body? Is it upper body? And at the end of the day, it just comes back to just understanding how to push to start the swing, and not getting too like floaty. Like I think that's a big thing when I look at like Knapp's swing. One thing I really, you can take that. I'll actually grab this. Taking the compact club here. One thing I really like about Knapp's swing is when he takes the club back, he just has great tempo in like how he starts his swing. It's very, like kind of goes the opposite of what most people are saying in golf right now, to where if you want to hit the ball far, you got to like start the swing really quick and like really aggressive.
Bryson DeChambeau.
And that works if you have like already a good set and you already understand like how to lever the golf club. But for most people, they don't really have that. So then they're just going to cause problems with kind of not getting the proper set and then not being able to kind of lag it coming in. But when you look at Knapp, I mean, he's got a great grip. And it is really similar to Freddie in terms of just the tempo is so good.
Yeah,
and he has a
tempo,
long backswing.
The tempo king there, Fred Couples.
Yeah, exactly. And he has a really long backswing. And I think he does a lot of really good things in terms of he keeps his elbows really together. Like if you watch him and his takeaway, his elbows are really locked. And then when he's coming through, his elbows are pretty locked. His lead arm does bend a little bit as he's kind of approaching the ball. And that has a lot to do with just how long his swing is. But also has a lot to do with his lead hand is maybe a little bit more neutral. If you look at like Freddie, he's a little bit straighter with that lead arm, that kind of coming into the ball, and then in the follow through, he has a little bit better what we call like a rehinge, where he rehinges it back up. He rehinges it back up at him a little bit better. When I look at Knapp, he looks like he kind of holds on to the release a little bit, and I think when he gets under pressure, that might cause some problems with
and like
consistency.
The way that he started his round yesterday while I was watching the
it was
the
a little
coverage,
shaky.
it's like he was like they were really getting into what he was doing. They were kind of holding on a little too long, or like really I think they were like he's really trying to aim it, and that was causing him to go left.
And his lower body action isn't the perfect. Like if you look at for all the people actually watching on YouTube, I'll pull up a video of showing Freddie and him side by side. And if you look at coming into the ball, I mean, they're pretty similar. And Knapp's maybe a little more bent with his lead arm, but into the follow through, that kind of rehinge and how Freddie has locked elbows and just rehinges the club back up at him. And rehinge is basically just recreating what you had in the backswing. So you're hinging it in the backswing and then rehinging in the follow through. Because I think he has a little bit of a better lower body move. Freddie does compared to Knapp. Knapp, if you look kind of at that same position, he's a little more bent with his knees, and he's a little more holding on to the handle, not really letting the club head release past the hands. But I mean, he hits the cover off the ball. I mean, he's consistently 185, 190 with ball speed, and he just makes it look so effortless. But it's good. I'm actually going to do a video on this for YouTube of talking about how you don't have to swing back fast to hit it fast. Like that's a big fad that's going on in golf instruction right now, is people are saying like, oh, take it back really quick to get like maximum speed. And it's like, yeah, kind of, but for most people, they don't have this like hinge point right here, right? Okay. So it's not going to be as consistent. So yeah. What do you think of Knapp's swing though? You think it's pretty good?
Yeah, and I didn't watch much of the earlier rounds, but watching, that yesterday, for that final round, it was, he did seem a little nervous to start and just got settled in. I think there was a chip that he had that he stuck pretty close. Like his approach was a little short, but he got it up, and I mean his scrambling was really good as the round went on, but. Yeah, as far as his swing, that I did get to see that in the coverage on NBC of the side by side, with couples, and it was
it's cool to see. Freddie is a little bit stronger with the lead hand grip, which I think does help him feel that proper like rehinge and like better kind of locked elbow finish. Knapp's a little more, like we said, kind of weaker, or not weaker, but just a little more like neutral and kind of holding on to that handle coming through. Kind of like Spieth a little bit, not as much chicken wing, obviously, but I don't know. It's exciting. I mean, he's in the Masters now.
Yeah,
that's huge. Can you imagine that? Like the dude went from literally like being a bouncer at a club or at like a bar to now like winning on the PGA Tour, making 1.45 thousand at the Mexico Open, and
1.4 million,
or one, right, 1.4 million, 1.4 thousand is probably what he got as a bouncer, probably not even. But it's what a cool story though. Like I mean, he won on the Canadian Tour. How many wins on the Canadian Tour?
I think it was three.
Three on the Canadian Tour, and then kind of goes through a little bit of a lull with the game. Does the whole kind of bouncer working security at the bar, and then does good on the Korn Ferry Tour, number 13 I think on the top 30 or something like that.
For Korn Ferry,
for Korn Ferry, I think it was 13. And then now he's on the PGA Tour and going to play in the Masters in just over a month. So can you imagine?
It's a great story, and I think it wasn't the biggest purse for a tournament, obviously, but like he gets to play at Augusta, which is pretty he probably wants that more than the money.
That needs to be talked about a lot this week, and I hope it is how big of a deal that really is to go from like where he was with his game to like not having any money, not being able to afford to like play, so needing to kind of be a bouncer and security and whatnot, to now like he's set.
Yeah,
he's good.
And as he was celebrating, like his team was like dumping water on him at the end. I was thinking like how appropriate that was coming off of what we talked about last week with like the influencers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he could just be a YouTube influencer.
Yeah, he does. He's got that vibe.
Yeah. And going back to my bet, like the Valimaki bet I had. There's nothing like betting to make you just like hate somebody irrationally. It's like I'm there. I was like this stupid kid. Like it's like he looks like he's 18.
Yeah.
The stupid mustache, stupid mullet. It's just like I was just like I'm kidding.
It does get toxic.
I'm kidding a little bit with that, but like it was just I'm so happy for him. I mean, it's like he was just the unbridled and like genuine joy he was, like he was having at the end.
You
it was
were
like
not
good
rooting
for
Knapp yesterday.
I mean, like it's so dumb too. It's so dumb
Isn't
too.
that the worst?
Like on the last, it's like he's up 2 on Valimaki. It's like oh well, maybe if he hits it in the water and then like Valimaki gets an eagle here. It's just like get over it. It's like I'm happy for him. But,
man, isn't that crazy how toxic we become with betting? And that's why it's sports betting. I mean, I like betting occasionally, but sometimes like, what am I doing? Like, why am I rooting against this kid? Like, this is such a incredible story. And like after, obviously, you like laugh about it, but it's like, oh man, yeah, it's funny how toxic we become when it comes to betting. I remember in fantasy, I mean, there's so many times where I'm just like so negative and just so like rooting against the other team. And but I'm trying to do a little bit more with the kind of betting on golf and whatnot. But again, I just haven't been watching a lot of golf. Like I gotta, my kind of interest always starts kind of peaking around kind of like the Arnold Palmer and the players. And that's when I always kind of felt like season's ramping up a little bit, because it's also ramping up here too with here in Michigan. So that's when I'm kind of like getting in the flow of things. But right now I've just been trying to shoot a lot of content on YouTube. Appreciate all the support we've been getting on the content. We're going to start kind of doing a little bit more of kind of the effects on getting the proper claws. I feel like I've talked about in nauseum how to get the proper claws and the connection to the club. And there's a lot of really good videos on that, but stay tuned for a lot of the content coming soon. Going to be a lot of stuff on tempo, good drills to maximize speed. I've got a pretty good kind of planned out Rolodex of content that I'm going to be pushing out in the next month. I'm really going to go heavy on that. And then, we got claw ball launching soon with the kind of biggest restock that we've had since we've dropped the claw ball. So, and also too, we're working on Compact Club.
Yep.
Some kind of breaking news here, but we've been testing a Compact Club 3.0. What do you think about all that?
Well, I like this one's actually mine that I had gotten originally.
That's 1.0 actually.
Yeah, this is like the original.
That was before we even did the ferrule cutout, before we sanded off the edges. Like, Jeff's done a shout out, Jeff. I mean, he does a great job with our products and design and manufacturing. But what do you think about 3.0?
Well, 3.0, from what I understand, we had gotten like as far as the feedback we had gotten from customers who had bought the earlier ones was that they wanted a little more weight to it. So 3.0 is gonna. I mean, do you know the weight? Do you know the weight specs?
Yeah, I know the weight for 3.0, and it's gonna be a lot heavier than 2.0.
Okay.
So there's a little kind of
just to give
breaking news, little insight for you.
Alpha.
But we're a little alpha. That's the word I was looking for. Alpha. But I mean, Compact Club was a great product for us last year. We got a ton of really good feedback. People were using it all the time to just work on their grip. And I mean, it's the most convenient way to kind of work on your swing and work on just the connection to the club, right?
Yeah.
I always use the joke that you're trying to basically develop like a better relationship with your golf club.
Mm-hmm.
And by having the Compact Club, it's almost like therapy where you're just like sitting on your couch.
Yeah, totally.
And it's just like you're trying to develop this relationship, right?
Yeah.
And here we are, like the therapists giving you the content to help you mend this relationship, because Dimples the golf ball is begging for you to have a better relationship with your golf club.
Yeah, I mean that's a great example there. Well, like just yesterday while I was watching the Mexico Open, I was there, working on some stuff because I knew I was going to Top Golf later. Yeah. And I was like these are the things I want to, keep it stretched out. I worked on
mine a lot the other day. Like I've got video. I had my glasses on and I was taking some video. It sounds weird saying I had glasses on taking video, but I was working on this, just like my claws and really just getting the proper pressure on that lead thumb knuckle. That's something I've been working on in my own game lately, to where like when I'm gripping the club, just really making sure that I'm feeling that consistent pressure of my palm pushing there. So when I get the takeaway, I can get that set with the fingers back and push with the palms. And that was a really big thing I've been working on, because sometimes I get kind of just a little lazy with that push of that trail palm against lead thumb. And then my arm bends too much. Yeah. I get off the ball too much. I get too laggy, too narrow. So the locked right arm's been helping me a lot. And just working on, I sat in my chair for probably like an hour the other day, and I was sore. Yeah. Just working on my claws. And that's with 2.0, which is 60 grams lighter than 3.0. So that's Yeah, more alpha. But no, we're excited. We got a lot of momentum going with our content right now. Just gonna keep making the claw ball better. We're looking at kind of maybe doing some different attachments for the claw ball. We've had some people asking like, hey, maybe something similar to a gravity fit, but not $100. So we're testing a bunch of stuff kind of in house with that. I worked on a couple things yesterday. I posted on our Instagram. But yeah, I'm excited. Between all of our products that we have going right now, all of our content, we've been getting a ton of support. And again, we just want to say thank you. It's just been absolutely unreal. Hope everybody's enjoying this new kind of direction Claw's going, I would say, to where Claw's always been kind of instruction, entertainment. That's always kind of been my vision of where I wanted this to go. I never wanted it to just be instruction. I mean, we have like a cartoon golf ball, we have a comic book, we have Web3, and we have so many things that are kind of laid out for the direction the company's going. So us playing golf and being a little more laid back and doing stuff like this fits with the direction that we're going with the company.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Right on,
Anything
man.
else you want to say? Feel good about everything with the golf game? Maybe we should work on it a little bit before we play a little.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, we'll take a few cuts and see if there's any wisdom you can impart on what I need to change. But no,
one thing I saw last time when we were playing is that maybe we could get you to just go to right field a little bit more.
Yeah,
looked like you're getting a little steep and close in the face, maybe a little early.
Yeah, I mean, like playing yesterday, albeit at Top Golf, like things are coming together. It's really like
I think I'm good at a Top Golf.
Yeah, I think it's the second half of the swing that it's like really coming around and making things a little more consistent. So I'm so looking forward to this season. I got to play in January in Dominican Republic, which was awesome.
Right.
Great views and all that. But it didn't
great views, like right on the ocean.
Yeah.
You sent me those pictures. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
But I mean, like as far as how the game went, it was. It was good.
Yeah.
Good, not great. And
you've been playing with your buddy. Like he's got a setup in his garage, right?
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have that.
Yeah, so that's huge. I mean, luckily we have the benefit to being able to come here and play at X Golf. Like we said, come check it out. This place is incredible. We're gonna play some golf here today. We'll probably go live, maybe on like Instagram or TikTok, or maybe go live on YouTube. Actually,
yeah, let's do that this time.
Yeah, let's go live on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just trying to get the games ready. My game, I've been working a lot on just trying to keep that right arm locked. I've been using the claw ball actually a lot for it too. So I kind of like claw ball, and then I go compact club, and then I go like real club. I'm just trying to kind of like get this. I'm going through the same process everybody else is going through. So that's it for episode 3. Thanks everybody that's kind of been tuning in everywhere you're kind of watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening to this on audio channels, we appreciate all the support, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, take care, guys.